I'm super excited. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm really, really excited. I feel like I'm talking really quickly and I'm trying to calm down. I'm listening to myself thinking, my goodness, you're talking at like twice the speed you usually speak at. I don't know if I am or not. I'll figure it out when I edit this video. But I feel really excited, not like happy excited, although I don't feel sad. I feel just excited because it's a Thanksgiving holiday or it's coming up and I have a lot to do and I really feel like I have to rush and I want to make some videos, and I am kicking around doing Vlogmas, and I'm not so much kicking it around. I pretty much kicked it enough and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do it, but I've never done Vlogmas, and it's kind of like messing with me. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna just like show up like I just have to show up every day and say hi, and then I don't know. I want to be able to put up content every day. I want to be able to make a video every day, and I'm not really sure. Like, that's just like, can I do that? But anyways, okay, what else is going on? I am talking about Thanksgiving a ton because I need to prepare stuff for it, and I have been thinking, I usually, you know, would have just made a baked mac and cheese with the meal. You know what's really bad is I feel like I am serving baked mac and cheese way too often. I mean, but I got some disposable pans from Sam's, and they're so inexpensive, and basically I got the massive ones, and then I was like, it's way too much food, so then I got the smaller ones, the half pan size, and it comes with a lid. Well, actually it doesn't come with a lid. You have to get the lid separately. Oh my goodness, this is way too many. I'm going down way too many side streets, too many tangents, but listen. So I was in Sam's, and I was there to get a few things, one of which was my half pan. And I was there, I was getting it, and then it had a lot in my hand, so I put my half pan down on my side. And I was like, okay, well, I'm trying to juggle, and I need to move something around to be able to see where the lids are, because the lids weren't right next to the pan. So anyways, I'm looking for the lids, and I put it down. There's a woman beside me, and she's just waiting. She's standing there waiting. And I move out of her way, and I put my pans down. And then I start looking, and she comes and she takes it. And then she comes and she takes the pan. She picks it up and she puts it in her cart. Now, I don't have my cart because my husband has the cart, because he's getting a huge meat order, a case sale. He's getting one of those, and so he needs the cart, so I don't need the cart, but I had a couple other things. Anyways, I put it down, and she like picks it up, puts it in the cart, and then I look at her and I'm like, what gives? I don't say anything. I just look at her, literally going through my mind. I'm thinking, what are you doing? And I look at my pans in her cart, and I look at her, and she's like, the lids are actually over here. And I'm like, oh, so I was thinking like you took my pan. But it wasn't a big deal because I would have been there forever, so it wasn't a big deal. But it was really funny. So I just got another pan. She's gone. She's long gone by now. But I got another pan, and then I walked over to where the lids were, and so it was a good thing that she stole my pans, because yeah, it was just funny. It's a good thing because I wouldn't have known where the lids were. It was just funny because it just happened, and it was as if she didn't even say anything. I just thought that was so hilarious. I would have said something like, oh, are you done with that? Or do you not need that? Is this yours? Like, whatever. But she was just like, in my cart, and then she left. But she left some good information, so that was really good. Okay, so now we have to find our way back to that. So yeah, I had those half pans, and I had a recipe that I found on All Recipes, which is where all of my recipes come from, allrecipes.com. So I have a mac and cheese baked mac and cheese recipe over there. Found lately that if I top it with, if I like add more milk than the recipe calls for, and then some extra cheese, I'm really liking, we're really liking the finished product. So that's what I've started doing. But and usually I would just do that for a holiday or something, just bake mac and cheese. So one thing I did was I made a few extras. Since we were having it so many times a week, I decided to just go ahead and bulk make them. And I did not cook it first. I made it, and then I put the lid on, and I put it in the freezer, labeled it, put the lid on, labeled it, and put it in the freezer. And that was that. Well, when I pulled it out a week later, the liquid obviously had been absorbed by the noodles and there was no liquid in it. And it did end up cooking, but I mean, obviously it ended up cooking up very well, but I really like I like the finished product when it had liquid just like swimming around the noodles and not like absorbed into the noodles. It wasn't dry. I don't know how to describe it. It just wasn't a creamy product. It was just noodles and it was like their cheese and that was it. So yeah. So that was what I did. I had made 3. I made 1 that night and then I made 3 more and it was just super easy. Usually I would be making one for holiday like Thanksgiving and that would be that. But I think this time I'm going to make one, but I'm also going to make a crock pot mac and cheese that Jordan Page was talking about on her Instagram. And I think she got the recipe from Food Network. So I'm going to try that one too. And then I'll just have like 2 going because I really find that you can never have enough mac and cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and make that. And I have a turkey coming today. So I did a Walmart order yesterday. And my husband's going to pick it up today. If I want to do that crock pot thing, I'm going to have to ask him to pick up some of the ingredients that I'll need. I think like condensed milk is one of the ingredients. I don't remember, something like that. And then I decided to go with the fresh turkey this time instead of the frozen one because I'm doing it so late. It's Monday and obviously Thanksgiving is Thursday, and usually when I did it I would have to get the turkey and I would get it in a week early because I not only have to defrost the bird, but then I usually put it in a brine. And that has to sit for a few days, and then I have to take it out of the brine and rinse it, and I give it a day just sitting out like that, and that's my contribution. That's what I do, and then my husband is on cooking it because he likes to do that. So yeah, that has to be done when the turkey gets in today. I'm gonna have to get a brine for it. And then the dessert is just going to be apple pie with ice cream. And I also got some stuff to make a pineapple upside down cake, which I don't know when we're gonna have that or if we're gonna do that too. Don't you find that when you do Thanksgiving dinner, you go overboard? I always feel like, we go overboard and then we have a talk at the end of the holiday and we're like, okay, listen, we can't do this next year. We have to be prepared. We can't go overboard. And then it doesn't matter. It's like the holiday itself just like takes over and we end up making way too much. But I did get everything to make a pineapple upside down cake. It's going to be a store-bought cake mix, even though I found a blog. I don't remember what blog it is, but anyways, I found a blog where she teaches how to make cakes from scratch, and I really think that's really neat. I remember, what's really funny is I remember once I was telling my mom I wanted to make a cake from scratch, and she was like, oh, you have to talk to your grandmother about that. And I was like, okay, yeah, grandma, I'm looking to make a cake from scratch. And she said, okay, you're going to need a pound of butter. And I guess she was helping me make a pound cake. She was like a pound of butter. And then she said some other stuff, and I don't remember what it was because here's the funny part. Like, all I remember is like what she said next, and she said, and a box of cake mix. And I was like, Grandma, I need to make this from scratch. Cake mix cannot be one of the ingredients. And she was like, well, it's gotta be. I was telling my mom that can't be how you make cake from scratch. It was hilarious. But anyways, I still am on the hunt to make the best cake from scratch that looks like store-bought. And recently I found a blog where she's teaching you how to do it. And the thing that I thought was really, really neat, I did the recipe. I've made it a couple of times. I'm not thrilled about the crumb of the cake. But one of the things that I thought was really neat is how she takes normal flour and she turns it into cake flour with cornstarch or cornmeal. I think cornstarch, I don't remember. I pull up the recipe every time I want to make it. But I just thought that was really so cool. And it definitely affected the cake and the crumb and stuff. I thought that was neat. But for this particular pineapple upside down cake, I plan to just use store-bought cake. And then I have, Walmart has, their pineapples are reduced. So I got some pineapples I'm going to just dice up and crush, and then I'll do everything there. The good thing about buying canned, I'm antsy. I'm shaking. I'm like, why is the camera shaking? I'm antsy. I've got stuff. I've got, a lot. I already told you guys, I've got a lot of stuff on my mind. It's the Vlogmas. I think it's the Vlogmas. Leave me alone, Vlogmas. Let me go. Let me live my life. But the great thing about having canned pineapple pieces and chunks and all that is the liquid inside. And I like to add the liquid to the cake mix, and I'm not going to be able to do that or have as much to add, I don't think. Anyways, so yeah, that's on my mind. It's not just Vlogmas. I think it's just like, for Thanksgiving, like in meals like this, there's so many things where they have to be made the day of, and then there are things that maybe you can make the day, a few days before, and it's a lot of stuff where it's like no one tells you exactly how to do it, and it's part of adulting. You have to know and prioritize and know what to do in what order so that it all runs smoothly and stuff like that. So I am trying to stay on top of that. I like to write stuff down. That really helps. But anyways, ladies, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you in the next video.